Your first alert weather with meteorologist Eric Burke.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot more about Hurricane Idalia and what it means for parts of Florida. For us here in the Tennessee Valley, I mentioned this earlier in the newscast. 2 years ago, we were dealing with the severe weather threat from Hurricane Ida, was Tropical Storm Ida by the time it made it up to us here in North Alabama. And then, of course, we had Ian, something with these ice storms. But right now, we are actually quiet this morning. Wet pavement on the roads just because of all the rain we saw yesterday. Some of you actually under flash flood warnings for parts of your Monday afternoon and early evening. Grab the umbrella anyways, just to play it safe. Can't rule out a few pop-up showers. Heavier, more widespread rain. A few storms in the mix too, north of Murrayville, Georgia, tracking off to the north and east. And it's not just Florida bracing for impacts from Idalia. It's also the Carolinas. That's going to go right across Florida, up Georgia, and through the Carolinas too. Again, that's coming up in a second. It is overcast. It is damp. Temperatures are already in the mid-70s, and we're starting to see some areas of fog developing. Pretty calm conditions. The visibility numbers look pretty good, but I think our FlyBreeze cameras do a little more justice when you just see it firsthand with your eyes. Hurricane Idalia, again, out there in the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. This purple color, that is in fact a hurricane warning. We've got tropical storm warnings all the way to the ocean side of Florida as well. And then you got tropical storm watches there for parts of Georgia and California down through the Florida Keys. All right, Hurricane Idalia right now, 75-mile-per-hour winds. That is a Category 1 hurricane, strengthening as it moves north. Right now moving north at 14, 100-mile-per-hour winds in the forecast, and that's a Category 2 at some point this afternoon. Becoming a major Category 3 hurricane, according to the Hurricane Center forecast, and it should make landfall at some point, maybe mid-morning tomorrow. Cedar Key, here's Tampa Bay. They'll see some impacts, some storm surge, and some likely at least tropical storm force winds. Heavy rain is a threat, and also the threat for those tropical tornadoes. Some of those tornadoes can be strong, especially on the eastern side, the outer bands. For the kids heading to the bus stop in the Tennessee Valley, temperatures are in the mid-70s. Send them to school with the umbrella yet again. We could see some pop-up showers and storms scattered in nature. Threats for additional heavy rainfall today. Areas of northeast Alabama in particular, the models are kind of favoring that. We do warm up into the low to mid 80s. Just watching the radar later on this afternoon, and you'll see that on future radar. Some breaks in the clouds coming. Still very humid today. The feels like temperature upper 80s to low 90s. I mentioned areas along and east of I-65. Heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds and frequent lightning. That continues and starts to wrap up by the evening commute. Your 10-day forecast. Once we get through today, drier air comes in, clears out our skies. A breezy day tomorrow, winds gusting over 20. Labor Day weekend, sunshine and highs right around 90 degrees.